Okay, I think that, yeah, it starts. This is my second try at this, and obviously I kind of went a little bit too far on the first one with talking, so I'm just gonna go right into it. But then I'll get into the whole Irish Scottish thing. So, and this is Amazing Grace. Obviously, that was not as good as I hoped. I was practicing and I got it pretty good. But now it's a time to talk about the Irish Scottish my accent is coming out now. Just now it starts. So, between also I had to get the air out of the bag because it was gonna get really big and not let any air out. So between the Irish and the Scottish bagpipes, there's a difference. Pattern, color, and obviously I was playing with the practice, not a real one, or else it would have been, I would have had to stand like 10, 15 feet back in order to play what I wanted to play, or else all you hear is bzzz. Trust me, I've tried. But the Scottish and the Irish both have the same concept, and they both have the same concept as far as drums and bagpipes go. Obviously, the difference between the Irish and let me rephrase that. This difference, the only difference between the Scottish and the Irish uh, um, um, ways of playing the bagpipe. Sometimes the Scottish will use a louder bagpipe, which is called a Highland bagpipe, which we normally don't hear in St. Patrick's Day parades because it's really, really, really loud. But the other form of bagpipe is a standard traditional Irish bagpipe, which you will hear in St. Patrick's Day parades. But if you're in a major like mass bagpipe dash drum band, obviously not you're not gonna hear the Irish part of you're not gonna hear Irish bagpipes. You're gonna be hearing about 1,000 or so of the Highland bagpipes, which sometimes are used by the Irish, but I don't know. Now, you know, Scottish, Irish, they're both European to me. I don't find there's a difference except for how one came about and then the other came about. I don't believe all that. Now, originally, the Celtic were both Scottish and Irish and probably even English, if I understand that right. But depending on where you come from, some of them still go by the Celtic part of the whole debate between Ireland and Scotland. Depends where you go most of the time. if you're from Dublin, obviously you're gonna have that not such a good idea type thing. But if you're coming from someplace like Kilkenny or I think even Limerick has some, but you have to know where and where exactly you are in the whole debate. Limerick, Wexford, I know, was, I think it was Wexford. But either way, those two are the two main ones that were in the Celtic Rule Seas thing. But also Scottish had, I don't even, to me, I don't even know which part it is. I know that Scotland was in it though. If you think about it, they're not exactly different from the Irish. They have their own accent, we have our own accent, they have their own accent. It's not that big of a deal. Some people say Scotland hates Ireland or Scotland hates, I don't know what. Some people say the Irish hate the English, which is also another big issue because of the fact that this is thousands, like hundreds of years ago that this battle came about where we were trying to take our, they were trying to take our freedom or whatever. Hundreds of years ago. Now, we don't really think about it. Because I know for sure that between me and a couple of my friends, we don't really care about it. The IRA could give a crap's ass if they wanted to. And it's one of those things where the past is past, future, now is now. But other way, it's not that big of a deal. Scotland, Ireland, same thing. Almost same thing. Now, as far as drinking is concerned, I don't know one person who is Irish and would probably drink themselves to death. We got that little nickname of being drunkards or something. Not true. Because I know for a fact that there's many Irish people actually who probably do drink, but they know their limits. It's not like they'll drink and then pass out on the floor after drinking like, I don't know what, like probably 3 gallons of Guinness or whatever. I don't know one person who would do that, but it's happened. We can't get that name far-fetched out of it, but yeah, it's weird because I know for a fact that if I was to drink, and right now I'm not because of the fact that I have a little bit more to worry about, I know my limit, and I probably do know my limit right now. So, but to everybody out there who probably does drink, the best thing to do, don't push yourself over the line because you're obviously gonna black out one day and we don't know what's gonna happen. Between now some of my friends, they did this and I was like, dude, you should know your limit. And also this is, so now there's something I have to show you guys because there was an incident where this came about where my mind would just sit in this one state where I'd be like, where's the designated driver and all this? Now I'm going to show you a portrait that I did. I'm not a very good artist, but it's something decent to look about and think about. So I'll be right back and I'll show you. I'm not sure about the computer glare, but I think you should see it. Now, what this portrait means is pretty much telling you right and wrong. But instead of saying, oh, I'm gonna go experiment and do whatever this and that says, don't do it. Because all it's gonna get you is either put in jail, or you're gonna pass out dead on a roadway, or possibly even, no, I'm not sure who would do this, but if you're smoking and you tend to have something that's spiked with something else, you do not want to experiment anymore, from my understanding. But if you drink, just know your limit, and if you do drugs, don't go bullshitting around with them, because of the fact that sometimes you will regret what you will do in the past. You will regret what you've done in the past when the future comes. Why am I saying this? Because even though I have not ever done drugs or drank, I'm telling you guys because it's the truth, and I've had family members that do not listen. So the only thing I could do is put out this message where if you're gonna drink, you do not want to push yourself over the limit. And if you do drugs, I suggest you stop before you actually, one day, you'll get something spiked with a horrible drug, and you might not wake up the next day. So that's the only message I want to put out, and that's really all I want to say right now. Unless you, I don't know. But also, now me, I'm trying to become a EMT-paramedic, so that's a really big deal to me, as far as having to deal with people who are who are drinking a lot. I can't say drunk. Or who have taken drugs by IV or any other way. I don't want to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with that. Obviously, I'm eventually gonna have to deal with it, but it's something I don't agree with. If you want to go experiment, whoever's watching this, whoever does pot or marijuana or whatever, you might want to start thinking about stopping, because, as I said in the poster, I'm going to phrase this, and this is my own quote, I'm not telling you this for the bullshit lie. Now it says, be healthy, don't use drugs or drink. That's a legitimate answer. Now, I know for a fact that I've had friends, family members, who have came to me for help and they stabbed me in the back, but I'm trying to tell you guys, not only because I care, but also one day it's gonna be, well, I told you so, and